Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are in the beginning of month Zulhijjah according to Islamic calendar year. And now I want to talk about Kurban amidst the pandemic. Kurban season this year will become more important for Muslims around the world. It is because the Hajj has been limited for only 60,000 people who live in Saudi Arabia to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Hence, most probably, there will be an incremental number in Kurban from the cancelled pilgrims who will do Kurban to substitute their Hajj this year. Moreover, it becomes more important because the Kurban will be held when several Muslim populated countries are experiencing a second huge wave of the COVID-19 surge. The practice of Kurban should be done carefully in accordance with the health protocol to avoid any worse development. On the other hand, Kurban becomes a relevant solution for moderating current economic malaise. Kurban is essentially an Islamic practice that encourages the wealthy to sacrifice an animal in the name of God. Then the meat from the sacrifice ceremony has to be disbursed for the poor and needy. The Quran in the chapter of abundance, Al-Kauthar, states, "So pray to your Lord and sacrifice to Him alone." In this act of worship, there is a parallel position between spiritual relation to God and social relation with society. Kurban emphasizes one's faith by recognizing and respecting people in the community. Further, Prophet Muhammad SAW emphasizes the urgency of Kurban by saying that there is a reward in every single thread of hair from the animal sacrificed in God's name. In other narration, he also forbids anyone to come close to the mosque if one has leeway in his wealth but avoids giving sacrifice. It shows that ignorance of respecting and helping society makes anyone fail to know his God and getting his blessing. In terms of value, Kurban has a tremendous potential for boosting the economy. Research by Institute for Demographic and Poverty Studies, IDEAS, estimates that the economic value of Kurban in 2020 was equal to 20.5 trillion rupiah, or equal to 1.4 billion US dollar. It involved about 2.3 million middle-class Muslim families. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture of Indonesia estimated that there were 1.8 million livestock being sacrificed last year. That huge amount of economic value can trigger the economic rise in this current pandemic. Then there are several Kurban behavioral change. The pandemic shifted the behavior of Muslims in conducting this Islamic tradition. First, many Muslims now prefer to purchase the animal for Kurban online. This practice helps them to avoid coronavirus by staying at home for social distancing. The transactions are conducted via websites or e-commerce platforms that cooperate with zakat or philanthropy organizations who provide Kurban services. Second, there is an increasing trend to conduct Kurban for poor and needy in the rural or remote area. In this regard, Sohibul Kurban, the customer, ordered the Kurban online and asked the Kurban service provider to sacrifice the livestock in the area where people need the most. Then the Kurban service providers will purchase the livestock from the local farmers and disperse the meat to the poor community in the respective villages. This practice allows economic flow from the urban area to the rural area. It enables the smallholder farmers to enjoy economic incentive during this annual celebration. It is very relevant with the current situation, whereby many Muslim populated countries are still forbidding people to go back to their hometown, even in the celebrations of Idul Fitri or Idul Adha, to avoid the spread of the COVID-19. Moreover, this practice also improves the meat consumption rate, especially for poor communities. According to the OECD, the global average beef and sheep consumption rate are 6.4 and 1.7 kilogram per capita, respectively. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, the consumption rate for the same category is only about 2.1 and 0.4 kilogram per capita. Everyone maybe can argue that having a short period of Kurban festival will not reduce the economic inequality or bring significant nutrition improvement. The awareness of those things brings about the third customer behavioral shift. The third one is many Muslims now are channeling zakat, infak, or wakaf to support philanthropy organizations that empower farmers and breeders. They create a livestock empowerment center in the village that become the locus for empowerment activities. The empowerment center structures and utilizes zakat and donations to provide technical training, intensive mentorship, and consultation for the farmers and the breeders. It also provides funds for eligible recipients to enhance their farming. Besides, it's also advocating farmers to get the best seed to improve the breeding quality in the village. Outside the Kurban season, the farmers can still earn money from livestock trading and other livestock farming derivative businesses, such as composting businesses, leather businesses, and culinary businesses. Many zakat institutions in Indonesia now practicing this empowerment model to run long-term poverty eradication programs, especially in the rural area. Now we are going to talk about 4 Kurban risk mitigation that should be mitigated by the Kurban service providers. First and the foremost is the health risk that is related to the prevention of coronavirus spreading, the quality of the meat, and the animal welfare issue. If possible, the Kurban must be done at the halal certified slaughtering house in the respective region. Otherwise, it has to be conducted in a restricted area to avoid mass gathering and comply with the health protocol. Moreover, the meat has to be directly distributed and treated well to avoid quality degradation. The Kurban service provider also has to concern with animal welfare both prior and during the slaughtering processes. The second pertinent risk that needs to be mitigated is the operation risk. It consists of 2 main concerns, namely human resources and technology. The officer and staff who conducting Kurban must have enough knowledge regarding the slaughtering process, health protocol, and Sharia regulation related to Kurban. Capacity building and adequate equipment to support are necessary to reduce the operational risk. In addition, the Kurban service providers have to strengthen their IT system so that their platforms can provide easy and convenient online transaction. The system also must be able to provide quality and transparent reports for the customers. The third risk is the market risk, which is related to potential price increase as the available livestock becomes more limited as time goes by. The philanthropic organization that provide Kurban services should mitigate this risk by arranging a robust livestock sourcing pipeline. Having the livestock empowerment center in the villages may help the philanthropic organization to embrace this risk. The fourth risk is the Sharia risk, which is related to the Islamic law that regulates Kurban. Kurban has a time constraint. It is only valid to be done between 10 to the 13th Zulhijjah. The Sharia also regulates the eligibility of livestock for Kurban, such as the age and the livestock physical condition. The slaughterman also has to be Muslim with adequate skill and knowledge in the halal slaughtering processes. Finally, Kurban is relevant and pertinent to overturn the economic malaise during this pandemic. It is also potential to reduce inequality and moderate poverty. However, Kurban must be done in accordance with the health protocol to avoid the coronavirus spreading. In addition, the philanthropy organization must be aware of the customer behavioral change and recognize some risks related to Kurban activities amidst the pandemic. That's all. Please tell me what's your opinion about Kurban during the pandemic in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.